OutDaughtered stars Adam and Danielle Busby get candid about sharing their lives online as public figures. So today we're talking about one of the most loved reality TV families out there, the Busby family from TLC's OutDaughtered. And if you've been watching them for a long time, then you already know Adam Busby and Danielle Busby are not just reality TV stars. They're basically like a family that millions of people feel connected to. But behind all the cute family moments, behind the birthday parties, the funny chaos, and those iconic quintuplet scenes, there's another side of their life that a lot of people don't truly understand. And that is the pressure of being public figures, the pressure of sharing your life online, and the emotional toll of living in front of the world. Because imagine this, your family is not just your family anymore. Your kids are not just your kids anymore. Your personal moments are not private. Your struggles become content. Your happiness becomes entertainment. And your worst days can turn into headlines overnight. And recently, Adam and Danielle Busby have been opening up more honestly than ever before about what it really feels like to live their lives online and how hard it is to balance being parents, being partners, and being public figures all at the same time. And honestly, when they talk about it, you can feel how real it is. It's not just some dramatic reality TV story. It's something that affects their marriage, their parenting, their mental health, and even the way they see the world. So let's dive deep into what Adam and Danielle have been saying and why their honesty is making fans respect them even more. Because one thing is clear, the Busbys are not pretending anymore. They're being real. They're being vulnerable. And they're showing us that fame is not always fun. Sometimes it's exhausting. Now, before we get into everything, let's just take a moment to understand why the Busbys became so famous in the first place. Adam and Danielle Busby were already living a normal family life in Texas. They had their first daughter, Blake, and they were just like any other couple trying to build a future. But then life hit them with something that most families can't even imagine. Danielle got pregnant again, and they found out they were expecting quintuplets. Yes, 5 babies at once. And that moment completely changed their lives forever. Not only because raising 5 babies at once is already something extremely rare, but because it attracted attention from everywhere. People were fascinated. They wanted to see how this family would handle it. They wanted to see the challenges, the chaos, the joy, the tears, and the reality of raising 6 daughters under one roof. And that's where TLC came in. The show OutDaughtered was born, and suddenly Adam and Danielle weren't just parents anymore. They became public figures. They became reality TV stars. And their daughters became famous children before they even understood what fame means. Now on the surface, it looks like an amazing blessing. Money, opportunities, fame, fans, brand deals, and a huge supportive audience that loves them. But what people forget is that being famous is not like having a normal job. You can't clock out. You can't just shut the door and say work is over. Because when your job is your life becomes your workplace. And Adam and Danielle have started talking about this exact thing. They've shared that when you're constantly filming or constantly posting online, you begin to lose that line between private life and public life. And once that line disappears, it becomes extremely hard to protect your family. And that's when the real struggle begins. Because fans love you, but the internet also has a darker side. And Adam Busby has been one of the most open about that. Adam has admitted multiple times that social media can feel like a blessing and a curse at the same time. Because yes, it helps them stay connected to fans. Yes, it helps them grow their business. Yes, it gives them financial stability. But at the same time, it invites criticism, judgment, negativity, and pressure. And if you're a parent, you already know one thing. People love to judge parents, especially online. And for Adam and Danielle, the judgment is on another level. Because they're not just being judged by a few people. They're being judged by thousands, sometimes millions. Every single parenting decision becomes a debate. Every single photo becomes a discussion. Every single moment becomes an opinion. And Adam has been honest that this can mess with your mental health. He has talked about anxiety. He has talked about depression. He has talked about the pressure of being perfect in front of an audience. And it's so relatable because even regular people feel that pressure on social media. Now, imagine you're famous. Now, imagine your kids are famous. Now, imagine your family is famous. And you're trying to protect your marriage and your children while the entire world is watching. That's not easy. And Danielle has also opened up about the emotional side of it. Danielle is known as a strong mother. She's organized, she's loving, she's caring, and she holds the family together. But Danielle has also been very honest that being in the spotlight can feel draining. She has talked about feeling overwhelmed. She has talked about how hard it is to be a mom of 6 girls while also managing filming schedules, business responsibilities, and the expectations of fans. Because people don't realize, even if you're famous, you still have normal problems. Your kids still get sick. Your house still gets messy. Your marriage still needs work. Your stress still builds up. And Danielle has said that sometimes she feels like she's being pulled in 100 different directions. And that's when the internet can become toxic. Because the moment you show stress, people judge you. The moment you show frustration, people attack you. The moment you try to take a break, people accuse you of being ungrateful. And that's where Adam and Danielle's honesty becomes powerful. Because they're showing that public life is not always glamorous. It's not always fun. Sometimes it's heavy. Now, one of the biggest topics Adam and Danielle have been candid about is their children. Because when you think about it, the Busby girls have grown up on camera. From tiny babies to little kids, and now they're getting older. And as they get older, the conversation changes. Because babies can't consent. Toddlers can't understand fame. But as kids grow, they start realizing that people recognize them.
People talk about them.
People know their names. People comment on their looks, their personalities, their behavior. And Adam and Danielle have admitted that this is something they take seriously. They've talked about the responsibility of being parents in the public eye. And honestly, this is one of the biggest struggles of being a reality TV family. Because you want to share cute family moments, but you also want to protect your kids. And it becomes a constant battle. Like, how much is too much? What moments should stay private? What moments should never be shared? What is safe? What is risky? And the truth is, no parent has a perfect answer. Because social media changes every day. The internet changes every day. And the world can be unpredictable. And Adam has been very open that he worries about safety. He worries about privacy. He worries about strangers. And as a father, that's one of the scariest things. Because you realize that people feel like they know your family. But they don't truly know you. They only know what you show. And sometimes the wrong people are watching. And that's a reality that many influencers and public figures face. Now, another thing that Adam and Danielle have discussed is the emotional impact of constantly being on. Because when you're a public figure, you can't just have a bad day in peace. If Adam looks tired in a video, people comment. If Danielle seems stressed, people comment. If the kids are acting wild, people comment. If the house is messy, people comment. If they travel too much, people comment. If they don't travel, people comment. Basically, no matter what they do, people have something to say. And that kind of constant observation can make a person feel trapped. Because you start living for the audience. Even if you don't want to. Even if you try to ignore it. It still affects you. And Adam has admitted that there were times when he felt like he couldn't breathe. Times when he felt like he was losing himself. Times when he felt like he was carrying too much weight. And when you look back, you realize that Adam has been very honest about mental health. He has talked about going through depression. He has talked about how hard it was to handle everything. And he has said that sometimes he had to step away because it became too much. And this is something that fans respect about him. Because in a world where many celebrities try to act perfect, Adam actually admits he's not okay sometimes. And that makes him more human. That makes him more relatable. Now, Danielle has also been honest about something else. And that is how fame affects their marriage. Because marriage is already difficult. Even for normal couples. But for Adam and Danielle, the pressure is doubled. Because they have to deal with normal marriage issues. Plus public attention. Plus online rumors. Plus criticism. Plus the stress of raising 6 kids. Plus filming schedules. Plus business responsibilities. And on top of that, fans often have opinions about their relationship. People analyze their body language. People analyze their facial expressions. People create drama out of small moments. And that can cause unnecessary stress. Because even if they're just having a normal disagreement, fans can turn it into a huge story. And Danielle has said that sometimes she feels like they don't get space to just be a couple. Because their relationship is always being watched. And that's hard. Because marriage needs privacy. Marriage needs quiet moments. Marriage needs time away from the world. But when you're famous, privacy becomes rare. And Adam and Danielle have said they've had to work hard to protect their relationship. They've had to work hard to communicate. They've had to work hard to make time for each other. And they've had to learn how to deal with negativity. Because negativity can destroy a relationship if you let it in. And the internet can bring negativity directly into your home. And Adam has admitted that he used to take comments personally. He used to read everything. He used to respond. He used to get angry. But over time, he learned that you can't please everyone. Because if you try to please everyone, you'll lose yourself. And that's a powerful lesson. Now, one of the most interesting things about Adam and Danielle's honesty is that they don't just talk about the bad side. They also talk about the good side. Because yes, being public figures is stressful. But it has also given them opportunities they never imagined. It has allowed them to provide for their family. It has allowed them to create memories. It has allowed them to meet amazing fans. It has allowed them to build businesses. It has allowed them to travel. It has allowed them to share their story with people who feel inspired. And Danielle has said that she's grateful. She's grateful for the love. She's grateful for the support. She's grateful that people care about their daughters. And honestly, that part is beautiful. Because it shows that the Busbys are not complaining. They're not acting ungrateful. They're simply being honest. They're saying, yes, we love our supporters, but we're also human. And that honesty is rare in the world of reality TV. Now, another major topic they've been candid about is the pressure of constantly creating content. Because nowadays, being on reality TV is not enough. Social media is a full-time job. You have to post. You have to share. You have to engage. You have to update. You have to stay relevant. And if you disappear for too long, people forget you. And that's the scary part. So even when you're tired, you still feel pressure to post. Even when you want privacy, you still feel pressure to share. Even when you want a break, you still feel pressure to keep going. And Adam has said that this cycle can be mentally exhausting. Because you start feeling like you're living for the camera. And that's dangerous. Because you stop enjoying real moments. You start thinking about content. You start thinking about views. You start thinking about likes. And you forget to just live. And Adam has admitted that he had to step back and remind himself, my family comes first. And that is one of the biggest things they've been working on. Putting family first. Now fans have noticed that sometimes the Busbys take breaks from posting. Sometimes they step away. Sometimes they disappear for a while. And fans wonder, where are they? But Adam and Danielle have said those breaks are necessary. Because they need time to recharge. They need time to protect their mental health. They need time to focus on their children. They need time to just be a normal family. And honestly, that's healthy. Because being online 24/7 is not healthy. Even for regular people. So for a family like the Busbys, it's even more important. Now another thing that Adam and Danielle have been open about is dealing with rumors. Because when you're famous, rumors never stop. People create stories. People create drama. People assume things. People exaggerate. And the Busbys have faced their share of rumors. Rumors about their marriage. Rumors about their parenting. Rumors about their finances. Rumors about their show ending. Rumors about their personal life. And sometimes, those rumors can hurt. Because they're not true. But once something is online, it spreads fast. And Adam has said that it's frustrating. Because people will believe a rumor without even checking facts. And that's one of the worst parts of being a public figure. You lose control of your own story. And Danielle has said that she hates when people make assumptions about their family. Because they don't know the full picture. They don't know what's happening behind the scenes. They only see a small part of their life. And yet they act like they know everything. And that can feel disrespectful. Now, one of the biggest lessons Adam and Danielle have learned is that they must set boundaries. And this is something they talk about more now. They've learned that they can't share everything. They've learned that they need to protect certain moments. They've learned that not every family moment needs to be public. And they've also learned that their daughters deserve privacy. Because at the end of the day, those girls didn't choose fame. They were born into it. And Adam and Danielle have said that they want their daughters to have normal childhood experiences. They want them to have friends. They want them to have school life. They want them to have memories that are not filmed. And that's why boundaries are important. Now, another emotional part of their story is how they handle criticism about their kids. Because people don't just criticize Adam and Danielle. Sometimes people criticize the children. And that's something that makes Adam angry. Because no parent wants strangers commenting on their child's behavior. No parent wants strangers judging their child's personality. No parent wants strangers saying negative things about their child. And Adam has said that he tries to ignore it. But sometimes it gets to him. Because he's a father. He's protective. And he doesn't want his daughters to be affected by negativity. And Danielle has also expressed that it hurts when people say harsh things. Because her children are innocent. They're just kids. They're growing. They're learning. They're making mistakes like any child does. And yet the internet can be cruel. And this is where the Busby's honesty becomes so important. Because they're showing the world that reality TV kids are not characters. They're real children. They have real feelings. And they deserve respect. Now, one thing that fans love about Adam and Danielle is that they've never tried to fake perfection. Yes, the show has fun moments. Yes, they show happy family scenes. But they also show struggle. They show exhaustion. They show stress. They show real parenting. And that's why people connect with them. Because it feels real. And when Adam and Danielle talk about their public life, it feels honest. It feels like they're talking to fans as real people, not as celebrities. And that's why fans respect them even more. Now, let's talk about something that many people forget: the pressure of being the ideal family. Because when you're famous for having a big family, people start expecting you to always be happy, always be smiling, always be loving, always be strong. And Adam and Danielle have admitted that sometimes they feel like they can't show weakness. Because the moment they do, people criticize. If Danielle says she's tired, people say she's complaining. If Adam says he's stressed, people say he's ungrateful. And that is unfair. Because no one can be strong every day. No one can be perfect every day. And raising 6 kids is not easy. So when they speak openly, it's not complaining. It's reality. And that's what makes their story powerful. Now, another major topic they've been candid about is how they handle the future. Because their kids are growing. Their show might not last forever. Their social media life might change. And Adam and Danielle have talked about how they think about the long term. They've talked about making sure their kids have a stable future. They've talked about focusing on businesses outside of TV. They've talked about being prepared for life after fame. Because fame is temporary. The internet is fast. Trends change. Shows end. And Adam and Danielle know that. So they're trying to build something sustainable. Something that doesn't depend only on reality TV. And that's a smart move. Because they want to make sure their family is secure. Now, one thing that fans admire is that Adam and Danielle are not just about fame. They're about family. They're about faith. They're about love. They're about hard work. And they show that. Even with all the chaos, they still prioritize their daughters. They still try to create family traditions. They still celebrate milestones. They still focus on building memories. And that's why people love them. Because they're not perfect. But they're trying. Now, Adam has also spoken about the emotional side of being a dad in the public eye. Because being a father is already a huge responsibility. But being a father while millions of people watch you, that's another level. He has talked about how he wants to be a good role model. He wants to show his daughters what a good man looks like. He wants to show them what a supportive husband looks like. He wants to show them what love looks like. And he feels pressure because people watch him. And that's something not many dads experience. And he's admitted that sometimes he feels like he's being judged as a husband, being judged as a father, being judged as a man. And that's hard, because even if you make a small mistake, it becomes public. And that's why Adam has said he's learned to be careful. Not because he's scared of fans, but because he wants to protect his family's image. Now Danielle has also spoken about being a mother under constant attention, because motherhood is already emotional. It's tiring, it's stressful, it's beautiful, but it's not easy. And Danielle has said that sometimes she feels like she has to carry everything. She has to manage the kids. She has to manage the home. She has to manage filming. She has to manage business. And she still has to smile for the camera. And she's admitted that it can feel overwhelming. And that's why fans relate to her. Because Danielle is like the symbol of motherhood under pressure.